Hello and welcome to another episode of the Bad Ideas Garage. My name is Steven and today we're going to be reviewing a 1997 Acura 3.0 CL Coupe. And it's kind of a weird car, so we're going to be going into a little bit of a history of the car and then a history of our particular car that we have. We're also going to be featuring my neighbor Raleigh. He's actually worked on a couple of the cars from the Bad Ideas Garage. And it's actually his car that we're going to be talking about today. And then we're going to get it out on the road and we're going to see how it drives. A big thing about what we're going to be talking about today is that if you are looking for an inexpensive car, right now it's really hard to buy cars because they're all very, very expensive. However, finding something that's higher mileage and finding something that's a little bit weird like this Acura CL, that's a really good way to get yourself into a car if you just need something that's going to work and if you just need something that's going to be reliable. So that's what we got in the video today. Stay tuned. Now, a little bit of history of the Acura CL. So a lot of people thought that this was the spiritual successor of the Acura Legend. There was a two-door version of the Acura Legend. They also made a four-door version of the Acura Legend. And in 1996 is when they came out with the Acura CL. All Acura CLs were built in the United States, which is pretty cool. They had a first generation and a second generation. The first generation, the one that we have, is not necessarily directly related to the Acura TL, so Acura had a four-door Acura TL. The second generation, there was a lot more relation between the two of them. Fun fact about the second generation is that they had a CL Type S that you could get with a manual transmission, which is pretty cool. And those were actually pretty fast. I've driven one of those before, and they are pretty cool. The CL never really caught on in the US, and so it is kind of a funky car. Our particular CL, it has the J30A1 engine that makes 200 horsepower, which is pretty good. And then you could have had it with a manual transmission. I think that was only available with the four-cylinder engine that made about 150 horsepower, but we have the four-speed automatic with the 200 horsepower V6 in ours, and it's just kind of a funky car. And because it's funky and because it's weird, it might not be a car that a lot of people want. However, that might be a good reason why people want to buy it, especially right now if you're trying to get something inexpensive. So that's what we got in our video today. We hope you enjoy it.
The backstory on this car, this is a 1997 Acura CL 3.0 V6 J-code engine. This is a prime example of a car that you can get for very cheap. We're asking $950 for this car, for example. Now, it's not very pretty. It got some dings, got some hail damage here, and got some cosmetic stuff up here. This lens light's held with a piece of tape. But the bones of this car are absolutely solid, and this is why. Because the owner that bought this car originally in 1997 wanted the best of the best for a luxury coupe. It is a very solid car. It's not very pretty. It's missing some hubcaps, like I said, the hail damage and some other things. But that doesn't matter. What you need in a car is understanding the history and the backstory of the car. This one, I know my best friend bought this from the original owner, and they were best friends at the time. And all service records are included with the sale of this car, and included as demonstration to say that somebody really cared about this car. People who could afford this car in 1997 were the same people that had no problems taking it to the tire shop to have the tires rotated, the engine oil changed, a tune-up from the dealer. So all of that is just witnessed here, and a beautiful example of a very, very solid car. Probably got another 100,000 miles on it because of the service records. This is a great example of what you can get for less than $1,000 today.
So a second thing that I personally really like about this car, and it's also a really good reason why you should buy something like this, is it's weird. It's really odd. This has the J-Series V6 engine, but it's also in a small car. So we're going to get it out on the road. I haven't driven this car yet. I'm sure it's fabulously fast. However, this is a two-door car, and Acura at the same time, they made the four-door TL during the same period. And so you have this big car, engine in a small car, but it's also a luxury car. It's kind of a conundrum. It also has high mileage on it. And so that at the time, it was ordered specifically for this, and I get that. That's actually a good thing when you're looking for a car if you just need something to work. It doesn't necessarily matter that it's two-door or it's got the big engine. If you're looking for something that just needs to work, something like this is good, because some people are probably not going to be happy because it's got the 2 doors, or the V6 is going to use a little bit more gas. That doesn't matter. And again, this is a Honda product, Honda Toyota products with high mileage. That's okay, especially, as Raleigh said, if you have those maintenance records and you know if it's been taken care of. I mean, this is legendarily reliable. My dad has a J Series in his Honda Odyssey minivan, J35, in his 2001 Honda Odyssey, and it gets 24 miles to the gallon still, even though it's a huge van, and it has about 365,000 miles on it. Yes, 365,000 miles on that J Series. He has gone through 3 transmissions, which is a bit troubling, but something like this, it's a smaller car. So the Honda Odyssey is a big, heavy car. This is a smaller car, and so even though the architecture of this car is similar, I still feel very comfortable driving this car. So finding something that's weird, finding something with high mileage, that's okay, but because people don't like those cars, or because people get scared off of the mileage, that's actually an opportunity for someone if you're looking for the less than $1,000 car. Time for a visual walk around. So let's start here in the back. This did have the 3.0 badging on it, no longer has it, and you can see that there's a little bit of body damage here. Over here, these are actually snow tires that they were running year-round. Yes, those are snow tires. These are actually really good snow tires. And there are disc brakes in the back. I know that that's something you would expect on an Acura. Moving here into the front again, this car has tires that are all matching, which is really, really good. If someone really cared, you can actually get these hubcaps really easily, slap them right on. Right here, as Raleigh said, there's a little bit of damage to the blinker, which is held on by tape. I personally would fix that, as well as get these, you can unfog these pretty easily. We do that in our Honda quite often. Moving on to the hood, there's actually some hail damage here. You can't quite tell because of the lighting, but there's some hail damage here. I'm actually going to hop into the car and give you a little tour about what we're seeing in here. So there is leather seats, or there are leather seats in here. And there's just a couple nice touches, like some wood trim. These seats are kind of worn out, but the thing about this is everything works. So including that Acura Bose sound system, the air conditioning, cruise control, all of these items, everything works. It does have a sunroof, which is really cool. And gosh, this is a tough back seat to get into, but those seats actually look not that bad. And on the note of those back seats, Raleigh, let's see how easy it is to get into the back. And now let's see you get out. Okay. Oh, easy. Incredibly easy. Alrighty, so let's, I'm gonna go ahead and do, pop the trunk and pop the hood. Let's just walk around here. Oh wow, that's a very, very large boot.
Yeah, it's huge.
Looks like it comes with some of the tools. Alright, so you got the jack storage. It's just not being in use right now. Alrighty, we're gonna come, there we go, take a little cruise. Ooh, got a check engine light on, do the diagnosis in a little bit, and no ABS. Oh, it could be fun. Alright, so we're gonna go take a drive. Initial impressions is, I really like the seating position. I actually didn't really do anything to it. I do sit a little bit closer to the steering wheel than a lot of people do, but yeah, and everything works. So put the windows up so you can hear us. Yeah, everything in this car, you know, it works. Cruise control works, and we do have the check engine light on, which is fun. I have heated mirrors. Look at how fancy I am. That is exciting, and yeah, we're just gonna go for a drive. So here we go. Okay.
Shifts good.
It's very odd how similar this shifts to my dad's van. When the car is cold, it always revs through that first gear. Every single time, no matter what, and this did it too. There we go. I do like the power seat. It's staggeringly quiet in here. Like it's very, very quiet, and it is incredibly smooth. So we're gonna get it out, open it up a little bit. I got a little bit of pulsing going on the brakes. Yeah. Is this
everything works. Nice turn. That was a turn with just a little bit of effort. That was almost seems like it's over boosted. It does feel like it's a more boost, and this could be just because it's a small car, but it feels like there's just a little bit more boost than my dad's van. I also had a lot of experience driving a Honda Accord of this era, and so it feels just, the steering just feels just maybe a little bit lighter than that. But yeah, I mean, let's hear some music. Alrighty. This also has heated seats. Yes, it has heated seats. So that's fun. Give it a little bit of throttle here. Yeah, it has heated seats.
And the AC's working.
Let's give you a little bit more fan there. Yeah, okay, so it looks like the air conditioning's working as well. I'm still adjusting my seat. But the car drives really straight. Like, I mean, this car drives really, really straight. That's a little alarming how straight this car drives.
Well maintained.
Okay, mirrors work. Do I dare pop the sunroof? It's popped. Nice.
Yeah.
Very, like, unbelievably smooth.
Right. Smooth is the operative word.
Yeah, I really like the TL. I've never driven a CL. I really like the TL. Never drove a TL of this generation, but I drove a TL of the next generation. A friend of mine in college had a 2001 TL that he let me drive, and I loved that car. We drove it way too hard. I'm pretty sure it ended up having transmission problems, but that's actually on my list of cars that when I recommend to people is the TL of the early 2000s. I'm like, I can't even believe how comfortable this is, and so I keep like moving the seat around, and be like, is this actually like? Because it's actually got some nice bolsters to it, which is nice. Do a little bit of a slow roll, and then here's the beans.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Okay. It's not slow. Not fast, but not slow. And okay, we're vibrating a little bit, which is the reason why it now looks like there's an earthquake here. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see getting up to some higher speeds what it would do, and it feels good. Okay, yeah, definitely got some vibration on those brakes. Definitely got some vibration on those brakes. So
turn those rotors.
Yeah.
$25 a pop at Lushwell.
Okay. It's fast, not slow. I think the whole brakes need to be replaced. Okay, good. Oh, that was not as good of a turning radius as I thought it was going to be, and that's reverse. Okay, turning radius not as good. Good thing I have an indicator what gear I'm in here.
Shading.
Jeez. Okay. Yep. Okay. Not slow. Not slow. Not fast by modern standards, but back in the day, this was probably really, really fast. Oh, that's sweeping motion. The speedometer is very satisfying. Alrighty, that's another episode of the Bad Ideas Garage in this lovely Acura CL, 3.0 CL. I want to thank my neighbor, Raleigh, for letting me use this car really quickly for this video. Again, this is a fabulous car. If you're looking for something that's weird, that's going to be inexpensive, those are the types of things you want to do. Weird, inexpensive, well-documented. And then something like an Acura, Honda, Toyota, maybe an older Lexus. Doesn't matter that this has 251,000 miles on it. Doesn't matter. You just saw it's really, really smooth. So stay tuned for the next episode of the Bad Ideas Garage. We're going to get back in the Panhards. So we made some very, very early mentions of that. And then finally, my Subaru is coming back from the mechanic with a new EJ22 swap. Stick around. Anything you want to say?
See ya next time.